Very good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start Geography Chapter 5, which is Industries. Now, children, you all have your books in your hands, and you might be wondering that how this book comes to your hand. Fine. Children, it's a long process. It takes a lot of time and effort to get to reach this book in your hands. Fine. It starts from tree, cutting off tree, then making a pulp out of it, then transporting the pulp and all that, and then paper is made by the machines, and finally then after that the paper is being made, or books, notebooks, whatever has to be made out of it, it is made. Fine. And at last it reaches you. Fine. So now children, see, secondary activities or manufacturing. Now what does it do? It changes the raw material into a product, fine, of more value to people. Fine. So the movement, see, as you have seen, pulp was changed into paper and paper into notebook. These represent the two stages of manufacturing process. So there are two stages. Fine. First, whenever see, the paper made from pulp and cotton made from cotton, whenever we are changing something one from the other, some value is added to it. Fine. See, example, wood will be of some other price. You will get the wood at some other price, you will get the pulp at some other price, you will get the finished product like notebook, book, whatever, at a different price. So value keeps on adding to it. Fine. So finished product, whatever finished product you get, that has a more value and more utility as compared to the raw material. Fine. What is an industry, children? It refers to an economic activity that is concerned with production of goods, extraction of minerals, or the provision of services. Fine. So you can't say one thing for industry. It's an economic activity. It can be related to the production of goods or extraction of minerals or provision of services. Fine. The examples, if you would say iron and steel industry, that is your production of goods. Then if you say coal mining industry, it's extraction of coal. Fine. Tourist industry, that is providing you services. Now children, there are different classification of industries. See, we classify the industry on different bases, on the basis of raw material, on the basis of size, on the basis of ownership. First comes raw material. Whatever raw material we are using, according to that the industry is named. Like if we are using agro based industry, if we are using the material which comes from agro based, like plant, animal based products, the raw material is based on that, that will be your agro based industry. It comes like food processing, vegetable oil, cotton, textile, dairy products, leather, this all will come under agro based. Now the second comes the mineral based. Now these are the industries which are using some mineral ores as their raw material. And even children, the product of these sort of industries, they can be used as a raw material for the other industry. It feeds the other industry. Now under that comes manufacture of different other products like heavy machines, building, what comes, heavy machines, building material, railway coaches. This all is based on the material which is provided by the mineral basin. Now comes the marine. Marine, as the name suggests, something related to sea and ocean as a raw material. So these industries, they manufacture fish oil, or you can say some other seafood and some other things. Forest based, clear from the name itself, raw material which is coming from the forest produce. Fine. It can be pulp and paper industry, or it can be pharmaceuticals, it can be furniture, it can be building. Fine. Then comes the size, the second classification, size. According to size, see, you all have done many times, small scale industry, large scale industry. Capital, now in size it comes like capital invested, number of people employed, volume of production, whatever. Based on these things, children, comes the size. Fine. Now small scale industries. Okay. Now what comes under small scale industries? Cottage industries, they all, household industries, they all are small scale industries. Work is being done by hand, by artisans, or small machinery is, used in it. Fine. Less amount of capital, technology is used as compared to large scale industry. And if you talk about the large scale industry, see, investment in the capital will be higher, technology will be more superior. Fine. If you talk about silk weaving or food processing, that will come under small scale. If you talk about production of automobiles, heavy machinery, that will come under large scale industry. Next comes the ownership. Who's the owner? Fine. It can be private sector, it can be state or state owned or public sector, it can be joint, it can be cooperative. Now private is one when someone is owning and operating the industry individually, or you can say some partners are there, that is private. Public is when it is operated by the government. So the example is Hindustan Aeronautical Limited, or you can say Steel Authority of India. Joint sector means it can be owned and operated by both state as well as individuals, like Maruti Udyog. It's a good example of joint sector. Last comes the cooperative. Now what is there in cooperative, children? In cooperative, it's owned and operated by the producer. Producer is also there, supplier is also there, worker is also there, or both can be there. Fine. So in any case. So Anand, the example is Anand Milk Union Limited and Sudha Dairy. They are success stories of cooperative ventures. Now what factors affect the location of industry? So the diagram is given to you. Raw material, power, land, transport, labor, capital market, they all factors, they affect the location of industry. So whenever we are finding a correct location for the industry, we will check out for the raw material, land, water, labor, power, capital. We will all go through transport market. Industry will be situated where at least some of these factors will be easily available. Fine. Sometimes, children, even the government gives subsidies in order to develop certain areas, in order to when the government wants growth of certain towns and cities, the government subsidize the industries. Fine. So in that case, people go to those places where they are getting the subsidy, some sort of relaxation they are getting in different things. Now next come the industrial system. What is the system actually involved in it? Same system, children. Input, process, output. Fine. Input is the raw material, labor, cost of land, transport, power, whatever is there, infrastructure, that is your input. Then whatever activity is involved in it, when we are converting the raw material into a finished product, that is your process. And ultimately whatever end product you get, whatever income you earn from it, that is your output. If you talk about textile industry, the input will be cotton, human labor, factory, transport, and process will be ginning, spinning, weaving, dyeing, printing, and output will be obviously a shirt, whatever you get out of it. What are the industrial regions? Now regions means where a number of industries, they are very close to each other, and even they are benefiting from each other. So that is your industrial region. So in that industrial region, major industrial regions are, children, of the world: Eastern North America, Western and Central Europe, Eastern Europe, and Eastern Asia. Now if you just consult this figure 5.4, you will be checking, you will be noticing that most of these major industrial regions, they are there in the temperate areas, near the seaports, or especially near the coal fields. If you talk about India itself, you will see industrial regions are Mumbai Pune cluster, Bangalore Tamil Nadu region, Hubli region, Ahmedabad Baroda, Chota Nagpur, Vishakhapatnam, These are all the regions of industries. Now, industrial disaster, just go through it. Here they have talked about Bhopal gas tragedy, and then they have talked about, a gas tragedy which took place in China. So just go through it, and internals can come. And risk reduction measures also, children, have a look on it. Fine. Distribution of major industries. Fine. Now, see, how do we distribute the major industries? See, they are iron and steel, textile, and information technology industries. Fine. Iron and steel, they are the older industries. Textile industry, they are very old. You have read it in history also. Fine. And information technology is something which is very new. The countries in which iron and steel industry is located, they are Germany, USA, China, Japan, Russia. And textile industries, they are in India, Hong Kong, South Korea, Japan, Taiwan. And if you talk about information technology, children, fine. So it's in Silicon Valley of Central California, Bangalore region in India. So go through iron and steel industry yourself. Fine. And you have already read about this, how it developed. Fine. Go through it. And then Jamshedpur, that is your Tisco, how it was, what all they have written about it. Just go through it. Pittsburgh next. So have a look on this. Now next come the cotton textile industry. Fine. So weaving cloth from a yarn, it was done in ancient time. Fine. They are just weaving and this and that. Now see, what all things they were using: cotton, wool, silk, jute, flax, they were using for making clothes. Now textile industry, children, that can also be divided on the basis of raw material. Like fibers are the raw material in the textile industry. Fiber can be natural also, man-made also. Natural fiber includes wool, silk, cotton, linen, jute. Man-made fiber includes nylon, polyester, acrylic, rayon. See, cotton textile is also very old. Fine. So previously the spinning technique was used, and then in 18th century development of cotton textile industry took place in Britain and other parts of the world also. So how it came up. Fine. All this is given here. Fine. Like how they were spinning the woven with the hand only, and then after that the first successful mechanized textile mill in India was established in Mumbai. But previously, see, there was a lot of competition. Our weavers, they were weaving with the hands, and in the west the textile mills were there. So there was a lot of competition. Fine. And after that in India also, textile mill was established in Mumbai in 1854, and slowly and gradually it flourished, and the textile industries were opened at some other places as well. So just go through this Ahmedabad and Osaka. Fine. And the chapter is over. Go through it. Fine. This was all about the topic today. Thank you and have a nice day.